morning, Michelle Arnott here at Diamond Rock Glass Studio. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, we will be making the 3D shamrock and also the 3D Easter egg. So to make these two items, we will be using a jig that looks like this. And again, these are printed by my brother at Game On 3D. These are very durable. They are heat proof, so you can melt solder on it. It will not damage it at all, and you can clean these up really nicely and use them over and over again. So this, I will be showing you how to use this angle, and then we'll be using these 4 slots for the assembly of each, the shamrock and the Easter egg. So feel free to go to my website, diamondrockglassstudio.com, and I do have the jig, and that jig will come with 2 patterns. One is for the shamrock and one is for the Easter egg. So the shamrock, I just have one size. So if we cut this out, which this is what we're going to be making today, and here is the size of shamrock that it will make. If I put it in front of the white, you can see what a pretty green. And we are going to use this same green to make this today. So this is by Oceanside, a green water glass. You may increase this pattern by 125% or shrink it if you want. Here's the 125%. It's a little bit bigger. And I did even increase this to 150%, which is even bigger. And I want to show you too that these sit nicely on a table or a shelf. So you can either put a hook on the top and hang them, or you can display them on a shelf. And here is what the Easter egg looks like. And this is the medium size. Again, this will come in the kit if you order it from my website. And I think we're going to be making a pink one in today's video. So if you happen to watch my last video, you will recognize this jig because it looks a lot like the jig that I had in my last video. So this jig has 6 slots and it has a different angle. And that jig makes the 6-sided heart. Whoops. Made the 6-sided hearts, and I actually have 3 different size patterns that kit comes with, and I also include the pattern to make this tree in 3 different sizes. So feel free to go back and look at that. And spoiler alert, now that we have a 4 and a 6 sided jig, each with different angles, we will be introducing a 5-sided jig, and I have some patterns that I'm currently working on that will come with that 5-sided jig. So let's get started on our shamrock and our Easter egg, and thank you again so much for watching today. So here's the shamrock pattern, and this is what you will get from me in the kit. You'll get 1 copy of this. It's on cardstock. You do probably want to make some more copies of this. And like I said, if you want to make it larger or smaller, you can do that, and it will all work on the jig that I showed you that we'll be using. And so in the intro, I said we will be making this size. However, I forgot that I had already cut out the size of 125%. So what I have cut out right here, you can see there's 2 sides, and I have those 2 sides separated by a ruler. Here's the 125%, and I did enlarge this when I still just had my drawing before I had it made into a PDF. So this is a little less professional looking, but you get the idea. Here's the left half and the right half. So I traced this and cut it out with the right side up, and then I cut one out with the right side down, and that is this copy here. So I'm going to show you, hopefully you can see these both. Well, if not, I'll show them one after the other. So this is right side up, and then this one I cut right side down, but I had to flip it. So the first one was like this. Now this one is upside down. So we're going to make the angle on this one go like this. So this front side is faced up, but it's basically the mirror image, so it's inverted. So you have one upside down, but the glass is right side up. And honestly, it doesn't really matter if you have a smoother glass like this water glass, but hopefully this is making sense. So we got one like this, and we've got one like upside down like that. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is tack each of these, and then I'm gonna have four pieces, 2 sets. So I'm ready to solder these pieces together. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing here. So first I'm just going to tack. So now I can get rid of this ruler, and I have these 2 pieces. So I want to further solder them together, and just on the top part. So let's get these 2 pieces soldered together. So now I have this shamrock put together, and as you can see, this image, everything is face side up. Now we're going to do the same thing to our inverted side. So now I have just the tops. See, I did not do anything on the bottom. The tops, and I didn't also do anything on this inside seam either. That's where we're going to be making our angle and working with the jig. So as you can see, again, here they are side by side. So again, one is right side up, and then the other one is upside down. So we're gonna start with the right side up first. It doesn't matter what one you start with. So now we're using this angle, and again, this ridge that Mark puts in the center of the angle, it allows you to perfectly position your glass pieces so they come together at a perfect angle. So there's no guessing or positioning it. It can get kind of tricky. One will slide all the way down, then you have to get it up out of there a little bit to meet at a perfect angle. With that ridge there, it's going to meet at a perfect angle. I already fluxed everything that was on the top, so that inside is already fluxed. I'm just going to run some solder in the center. And once you have that inside seam done, you want to flip it over, and I prop it up just a little bit on this side so that is as level as it can be. Now this back side I have not fluxed yet, so I'm going to run flux and see what a perfect angle this is here. So now I want to strengthen this and fill this in. And you don't have to completely fill it in. It is where it's going to meet up with the other one. So it doesn't have to look really pretty. It is going to be hidden. So now we want to fill in these solder lines and get the rest of this tinned. I'm actually gonna reach for my handy wedges. As you all know, I love these and use them all the time. They are on my website, diamondrockglassstudio.com. It just kind of acts as a third hand again, so we don't have to use our hands to hold it. Now we have something to help us hold it. And then you can get all of the outside edges. I should be wearing a glove right now. Please wear a glove. I'm just going to be really careful and get all these outside edges. So now we have our two halves put together. All of the copper foil is tinned. We are going to get the jig back out, and now we're going to use these slots. So these two halves will fit right into the slots. And then we want to hold the two sides together and attach it in the center. See, I put gloves on. You really should wear gloves for all of this soldering. So now I have attached it right there. Now I'm going to get my handy wedges back out, and I am going to turn it to its side. Actually, I don't even need the handy wedges. I'm so used to using the handy wedges. Maybe I feel like I just always need them. I'm going to get rid of that and get this seam right here. So this lays pretty flat. I think it's already fluxed, but it doesn't hurt to run some more flux there. So I'm just going to run solder on this seam. Actually, I will use my handy wedges on this side just to prop it just a little so this is level, and the solder is just going right at that angle. So I'm just going to run it along, and then I'm going to get the other side right here. Okay, so the shamrock is about done. See, it can just sit on the table. Of course, I have to wash it. I can add a hook here if I want to spin it, or it's ready to set clean, of course, and then set on a shelf or a table, maybe with some different sizes. So the next one we're going to do, we're going to move right into our Easter egg. So I have already foiled. I've got 4 pieces there. And on this pattern, you will notice there's an X. That's the narrower side where it's actually the top of the egg. So eggs are a little fatter on the bottom, so it's a little narrower up here. So if you have any trouble, distinguishing the top from the bottom, feel free to put an X. So this is how they're going to go together. The first thing we're going to do with these eggs, we only have 2 pieces. We're going to go straight to our jig, and we are going to put it together and run solder on that bottom seam. Again, this is the medium-sized egg that we're making today. And put the bottom side of the egg in these slots, and then we're going to pull it together here and join it. And then the same thing we did with the shamrock. go ahead and grab our handy wedges out again. It's going to want to rock that way a little. We can prop it up a little. Actually, I'm going to do it this way since I'm right-handed. And we'll hold it together there. And then we can run solder along these seams. And then again, you can put a hook on the top and hang it from the ceiling. I do have the rotating battery-powered spinners that you can purchase. They also sell them on Amazon, or you can find them on my website. You just put a D battery in it and it slowly spins the eggs, which I've got a bunch of them in my window right now. They're all different sizes. Easter is this upcoming Sunday. If you celebrate Easter, happy Easter to you. If you are new to stained glass or you need a refresher, please feel free to go back to my very first video. It's how to make a sun catcher, and it's 55 minutes long. It details every step of the stained glass process. So from picking out your pattern to picking out your glass, how to cut, grind, foil, solder, and finish your piece, it's all taught in that first video. Thank you again so much for watching today, and you have a great day.